As we inch our way closer to the new baby, I can hear the clock ticking louder and louder, and I'm feeling like I need to get things done before he arrives. I was frantically making a list the other day of all the random things I've been putting off, so that'll be our focus today. It's going to be chaotic, it's going to be jumbled, but it will also be motivating if you've been feeling like you have a bunch of stuff on your list that you can't seem to check off. Over the next 10 weeks or so, my videos are going to be heavily focused on getting my house ready for a new baby, and actually the first thing we're checking off the list today is getting our fire alarm sorted. I'll explain more in a minute, but we've been having some issues with them and I definitely can't have that. Obviously, safety first. So this is your reminder right here to test your fire alarms and replace batteries if it's been a while for you. Some other things we will take care of today: building my 4-year-old's new bed, some cleaning, some going through with baby clothes. I'm going to be starting to tape so I can get to work on the trim painting upstairs, unboxing some things that I've kind of been putting off. Again, it's going to be jumbled and chaotic, but if you are feeling overwhelmed too, I hope this motivates you to get something on your list checked off. Or maybe your list is mental and it just simply inspires you to physically write it down, because that always makes me feel better. I have a tendency to procrastinate putting away my groceries immediately. I will put away all the cold stuff, but the other things will sit on my counter in the bags for a day or so before I get up the desire to deal with it. Not today though. We are working on breaking these habits, so I'm getting all of that put away. Also just gonna hold up a few of the other things that we bought from Lowe's to show you guys. We got some frog tape, a couple sanding blocks, and a fruit fly trap. Has anyone else been dealing with fruit flies this year? They're driving me crazy. Every time I think I've gotten rid of them, they somehow make a comeback. They are so annoying. It has been quite the day so far. My day started really early. Sutton woke up at I think 5:50 today, which, like, if I was a child and I had no responsibilities and nowhere to go, I simply would not wake up before like 7:30 in the morning. I mean, 8 would be amazing, but that's probably pushing it for my kids. So a very early start to our day today, and then all of our fire alarms have been going off. I feel like we've had this issue in multiple houses. You guys will have to let me know if this has happened to you as well, but it's like we have these hardwired alarms and one of them will malfunction and be going off for no reason. So then all of them are going off and then you have to try and figure out which one is the issue. So I have been running around. We went to Home Depot first, realized they don't carry the brand of fire alarms that we have, so we then had to go to Lowe's. So we went to Lowe's, got a new hardwired fire alarm, got some Duracell batteries because I figured, I don't know if maybe the Amazon batteries that were in there before were causing an issue, although they're hardwired so they shouldn't technically need new batteries. I don't know. So anyway, we spent our day running around, and actually my camera battery is about to die, but didn't stop there. We went to Stop and Shop, grabbed some things that we need. Now I'm in the garage. I'm trying to see if we have paint left over from when we had our house painted recently, because I would really like to start the project of painting the trim upstairs. So I got myself some frog tape today so we can start taping things off at least, even if we don't have the paint to get started. But I just feel like my brain is going in like 300 different directions today. So if you're looking for a very chaotic video, you have come to the right place. I'm recording on my phone because my camera battery died. Guys, don't even get me started on like what a week it has been. I also have a flat tire right now and a donut on my car. It's really just been something, but this was a wall color. This is origami white, so that's not what I'm looking for. This right here, this is white dove, so this is definitely a trim paint, but I don't think this is what I want to use first. Still clear top coat, clear satin. Don't think this is it. Okay, wait, there's another box here. Okay, so this is definitely, this base 1. This might be what I'm looking for. These are both white dove by Benjamin Moore, but they're in different formulas, I think. But I will need to get more because this is pretty much empty. We're going back in time a couple weeks to share the next big project I've been wanting to do, which is get Sutton's big boy bed set up. You guys, I was already saying earlier, we've had some bad luck lately, like the fire alarms, the flat tire, just so many silly little inconveniences. I'm pretty sure our AC is broken downstairs too, but I was not expecting this full-size bed conversion to be so bad. I came prepared. I had his new mattress ready to be opened. I bought the conversion kit 5 years ago when I bought his bed to make sure we had everything we needed. I had his mattress protected
protector ready, his new bedding all washed, only to find out that we actually never received a piece we needed for the full-size bed. I won't go fully into detail because it's a long story and kind of hard to explain, but basically it was the legs of the bed. So we had to build it on the ground instead of lifted how it was intended until we could kind of come up with our own solution. It's all good. We figured something out, but I just couldn't believe we experienced yet another hiccup. What a crazy time it has been for us. If that could be the last of the bad luck, that would be wonderful. Good news is that Sutton is absolutely loving his new bed. He's sleeping so incredibly in it and adjusted immediately. And that's another thing off my list before baby. Getting Sutton's big boy bed put together was a big project I wanted to get done before baby arrived, so I'm really glad that we've made this transition. Lisa is actually sponsoring today's video, and they were so kind to send us over their Reserve Hybrid full-size mattress for Sutton's big boy bed. This mattress is so nice. I actually don't know if he has any concept of how good he has it. He has been really excited about getting his big boy bed, but I, again, don't know if he actually has any concept of how luxurious and nice this mattress is. We got him the full size, of course, because that is what the conversion kit is that we had from his toddler bed, and it's so nice because I can actually lay in it with him. So at night we'll like lay together and read, just lay together and talk. He likes that I can fit in his bed with him, and it's good that we're getting just a little bit of that kind of one-on-one time, especially right now before the new baby arrives. But most importantly, he's been sleeping so well on this mattress. So this is, again, the Reserve Hybrid mattress. This was a collaboration with West Elm, and it combines premium foams with a dual spring system that's designed to provide support, pressure relief, and motion isolation. It also has 2 layers of advanced cooling. So it's got like a steady cool layer, and then it's got a breathable cooling fiber cover, which I love for him because he gets very hot when he sleeps. And obviously this is Sutton's mattress, but I can confirm after spending multiple nights laying in here with him that it is extremely comfortable. I find myself nodding off when I'm laying in here next to him. Something else really interesting about Lisa's mattresses is their new Green Flex Biofoam. It is a plant-based foam that Lisa actually developed in-house using renewable materials. It has this really unique open cell structure that helps the heat escape while still giving you that really comfortable, responsive, pressure relieving feel. So you're still feeling really cozy and you're cushioned, but you're not like sinking into the mattress. Lisa also gives you a 120 night risk-free trial, which is perfect because you have plenty of time to decide if this mattress is right for you, and they have free shipping and returns plus a limited lifetime warranty. Right now they're actually having their early access Labor Day sale, and my code I believe is stackable. So the early access Labor Day sale will get you 25% off of select mattresses, and then you can stack my code, which is Elaine, on top of that, so you'll save even more on top of their site-wide discounts. So visit Lisa's website, scroll through, find your perfect mattress, and then you can use my code Elaine to save an additional $75 off of your purchase. I will have the link and all the information down below in my description, and thank you so much to Lisa for sponsoring today's video. Let's get to work on some taping. Taping is no fun, so I figured if I just kind of do it in chunks, then it can't be as bad as it would be otherwise. I'm using frog tape because I've had good experiences with it in the past, but I'm definitely planning on starting to paint the trim around the upstairs. This is a huge undertaking. I'm literally probably going to take it like one window at a time, but I think that having the white trim is going to make a huge difference because it definitely made a huge difference downstairs, and I just want the whole house to match. So while this is going to take me quite a long time, I wanted to at least get a head start on the taping. I did also do some taping in what will be the baby's room as well, but you will see that when I do eventually post a nursery makeover video. We are kind of actively working on that now, finally, so hopefully within the next month or so I can get that out to all of you. Okay, moving on to a new day, let's get caught up on things. I was talking in a pretty recent video about wanting to get back into a routine with my cleaning after going through so many renovations. I can't lie, I haven't quite gotten my routine down yet. Things are still feeling pretty messy a lot of the time down here, and it's definitely been one of those seasons where it feels like as soon as I clean one thing, something else needs my attention. But it is also summer break, the kids are home all day, and I'm in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy, so I really do try to give myself a lot of
grace when it comes to this type of thing. I'm just a mom out here doing my best. Some days the house wins, some days it doesn't. That's just kind of the reality of where we're at right now. I know the routine will come back eventually. It just might not look exactly how it used to for a little while. I've also mentioned that I'm planning to hire a cleaner to come every couple of weeks once the baby is here, because I honestly think it will help me so much mentally. I've realized over the years that I function so much better in a clean home. I just feel calmer, less overwhelmed, more like myself. And I also know how difficult it can be to stay on top of everything after having another baby, especially when you're recovering from a C-section. Things like scrubbing bathrooms, vacuuming carpets, cleaning baseboards, mopping floors. Those are the kinds of jobs that can pile up so quickly when you're supposed to be resting and focusing on healing. With my first two, I had a really hard time accepting help because I felt like I should be able to do it all, but I've learned that accepting help does not make you any less capable. It just gives you more time and energy to focus on what really matters during those first few weeks. So this time around, I'm trying to be proactive instead of waiting until I am just completely overwhelmed and in the trenches. As of now, the plan for postpartum is to have cleaners come every couple of weeks. I'd like to also try and get some freezer meals stocked up and just get as prepared as I can ahead of time. I know so much of postpartum is just completely out of my control, and every recovery of course is different, but if there are little things I can do now to make those first few weeks feel a little bit smoother, then I of course want to do them. So I'd love to hear from those of you who have been through it. What was something that you did during postpartum that really made a difference? Whether it was something you bought, a routine you had, meals you prepped, or just anything really. I would love to hear your recommendations. This is my last baby and I really want to soak it all in and make this postpartum experience as positive as I possibly can. One of my absolute favorite cleaning tasks that I have also been procrastinating on is cleaning my sink. I love doing this because it just makes the sink smell fresh. I feel better about cleaning my dishes in the sink when it's nice and clean. We also do have a garbage disposal and those can get stinky, so I just try to clean both the garbage disposal and the sink as frequently as possible. But I have been putting it off. I have not been staying on top of my usual tasks. I am tired. You can't blame me. I'm in my third trimester. The next thing we're checking off my list of things that I have been putting off is going through some bins from the garage. I am so excited to be going through this bin to pick things for the new baby that his brothers wore. I just cannot believe I actually get to use this stuff for a third time. Like, truly, how lucky am I? But before we go through the newborn bin, we're actually going through the 5T bin. My soon-to-be middle child is not quite in 5T yet, but I am specifically looking for pajamas. I feel like you can get away with PJs being a little bit looser, but before I run out and buy him some new ones, I figured I might as well check this bin. I was able to find a few pairs, so that's good and buys me some time before I have to grab him some new ones from the store. As for the newborn and 0 to 3 month stuff, I was surprised to find that a lot of this will be the correct season for this baby. All my kids will have been born in different seasons. I will have a summer baby, a winter baby, and a fall baby once this one is born. And most of the winter month stuff that I had for my last newborn should definitely work for fall for this baby. I also have a niece that was born last October, and my sister-in-law dressed her in a lot of very neutral outfits, so I was given quite a bit from them as well. So this baby should be all set for a while with clothes. I did end up decluttering quite a bit that won't work for this baby from this bin, since again, this is my last one, which is so bittersweet, and I won't be needing newborn and 0 to 3 clothes again, and I'll share kind of more about that in a minute. Also, I am recording my voiceovers outside right now, so if you hear noises, I'm really not sure what the mic is picking up. My son is out here playing. I think he's currently trying to reenact an episode of Blippi where Blippi was breaking open dinosaur eggs. So he's using a little toy hammer out there to break up pieces of chalk and pretend that they're dinosaur eggs. He just has the best imagination in the world, and I love that he will just sit outside here with me for hours entertaining himself, playing with chalk, drawing, reenacting things that he's seen. And chalk is a very cheap activity, so I'm totally fine with him going through as much chalk as he wants. In this kind of second go around here of looking through everything, I was looking for things that were stained beyond repair because there were quite a few things in here that had developed stains since I stored them in this bin. Just super unfortunate, but I feel like it's pretty common with white baby clothes. You guys will have to let me know if you know the science behind why that happens. Alright, these are the things that I just cannot bring myself to part with, but these will not be in season when the new baby's born, so just can't do it. Not right now. And then these are the things that I'm going to wash, I think. I might end up paring it down a little bit more, but we've got like sleep sacks and everything. Actually, I wanted to ask, this is like the Dreamland baby, and when I bought this at the time, there was no like issues with them, but I feel like I've heard that maybe they were recalled, but then I also still see them around, so I don't know. I think I heard that like weighted sleep sacks are dangerous. You guys will have to let me know. I'll also look it up, but yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna keep. This is all stuff that is so stained. It's crazy because when I put it away, it wasn't. And I think I've heard that like, I don't know, it oxidizes or something over time, but yeah. So I'm actually gonna throw these away because these are not like savable. I don't think these stains are gonna come out. They're really bad. So this is gonna be trash. And then this is all stuff that's good enough to donate. So I'm gonna donate this whole pile. These I'm gonna keep. I'm just gonna put them up in the baby's room because he won't need them for a while. I'm gonna keep these hats as well. And then I also found some pajamas I'm gonna wash for Sutton. So I'm gonna add these to my current donate pile I have going on. Get rid of these, throw all these in the wash. Yet another thing I have been putting off is cleaning this stovetop. I just find cleaning these to be such a pain and I dread doing it. Cleaning the grates also, I feel like there's just no easy way to do it. There's no foolproof way. I feel like they never come as clean as I want them to. If you have a recommendation for how you clean those, I would love for you to leave that in the comments down below. What I did on this day was I just kind of threw them in the sink. I sprayed them with some Dawn Power Wash and I used one of my little scrubby brushes to just kind of scrub them a bit and rinse them off and let them dry. They looked fine, but again, I feel like it could be better. But for the stovetop, I vacuumed up all of the crumbs and then sprayed my all-purpose cleaner and just wiped it down as best as I could. This is one of those cleaning tasks for me that for whatever reason, it just feels so daunting and I will find myself procrastinating because I'm like, well, it's gonna be dirty again in about 2 seconds, so why do I bother? But it is important that you do it because the longer you put it off, the more stuff builds up, the harder it is to clean. Eventually, there could be a point of no return where it's just so disgusting that you can't get it clean. So as much of a pain as it is, I would highly recommend making this a part of at least your weekly cleaning schedule. I'm literally praying right now that there's no dirty water in this, because if there is, that means it's been in there for months because I haven't used this in a while. I want to remap it because the last time I used it was before the construction was done. So I just want to make sure it has like an accurate map, but I've been putting off checking to see if this is empty. Oh no, there is something in it. Ugh, this is gonna be gross. I was going to attempt to hose this down outside, but I swear every time I try to use a hose out here, my husband has them like all connected to different sprinklers and things, and then we have one hose currently that was supposed to be one that I'm easily able to use, and there is zero water coming out of it no matter what I do, so I don't know. But now I'm gonna have to wash this in my sink. I did get that piece cleaned. We're also going to move this robot somewhere else downstairs. Again, I'm planning to remap it anyway, so I just figured it belongs in a different area of the house instead of in the living room. But before I could actually get to having the robot remap the downstairs, I had to pick everything up because I didn't want it like getting stuck around anything or adding a bunch of random crap to the map that it would then avoid once it actually is trying to clean. But unfortunately, I didn't know that my robot vacuum is actually dead. I don't know if that outlet just isn't working or if there's a switch somewhere I need to turn on to get power to it, but it was not charging the robot. So as soon as I picked all of this up and I went to get it started, it told me there was 0% battery and it was offline. I was like, dang it. So I had to move the whole unit where I wanted it, and then I had to let it charge for a little bit before I could even start the mapping process. Again, this is just another one of those things that for whatever reason I have been avoiding and procrastinating on. What I really want to do is get my robot vacuum on a schedule. I feel like I never take full advantage of the fact that you can use a schedule on a robot vacuum. So I could tell it to go off every single night at 7 o'clock and clean my floors, and then I will wake up the next morning to clean floors. I feel like the reason why I don't do that is because I'm not always the best about forcing either myself or my kids to pick up at the end of the day, and I don't want to have to keep coming down the stairs to get the robot if it accidentally sucks something up that it shouldn't have and it gets stuck. Most of these robots have really good obstacle avoidance, but it definitely still happens sometimes, and I just know that if I'm laying in bed upstairs and my robot tells me that it's stuck, I'm probably not getting up to go fix it. So I think that we just need to be more intentional about making sure that we're picking up at the end of the day so that I'm able to run the robot and not need to worry about it getting caught in obstacles. Next on my list of things I've been avoiding, I needed to set up this water filtration system that I got. I am working with this brand in an upcoming video, and I've had this sitting in my house for a couple of weeks and just have not gotten around to setting it up. I have been excited to have this and to test it out and use it, and just for some reason could not bring myself to open the box. I think part of it is because I was expecting it to be really heavy, so I thought maybe it was something I would not be able to do myself, but it actually wasn't bad at all. So I just unboxed it by the door to make it easier in case it was heavy. I could just take it piece by piece, but it really wasn't too bad. So I was able to set this up pretty quickly and get to having some fresh filtered water in the kitchen. I will share more about this when that video comes out where I'm just kind of talking about it. But so far, first impression, the water tastes amazing, so that's good. It keeps the water cold, which is really nice. It also holds quite a bit of water, so I really like that about it. We're not constantly having to refill it, and it's just nice to have filtered water ready to go at all times.
That I'm growing up, but shit never
The last thing that we're going to do today is clear off my dining room table. I have just, for whatever reason, been procrastinating on this as well, but there is a lawnmower now going out here, so I should go before that becomes too distracting and you can no longer hear me. I have been kicking my own butt all day. I'm so tired. If you hear that noise, that's the robot going in the background and then also the dryer. But I think I'm calling it quits for today. I know this was kind of a random video, but I feel like I have so many random assorted things that I have to do before the baby comes, and I'm trying to just like tackle a few a day. I have a list in my phone. Next, I would like to start painting since I did do some taping off the other day. So I can start painting the trim in Sutton's room. And then I also obviously am working on the nursery, and I'm going to do a whole separate video on that. So anyway, that's it for me today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it was super random. And we're going to be doing probably a whole like nesting series as I approach having this baby. I've got 10 weeks or less at this point, so I have a lot to do to prepare. It's been a really long time since I've had a newborn, but that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you again next time for another video.